Man, really productive day. Spent the morning combing through Saturday night's game tape. It's just a lot to be learned, not only from a skill development standpoint, but from a strategy perspective and, from a cultural perspective. And so just wanted to devote the morning totally to that, and came out here and got some Carolina work this afternoon. We are working on a short week. And so we just transitioned and quickly moved to Carolina. A lot of good effort and energy out here today. It's important that we don't waste days in transition. Being back in this environment, we've got a lot of work to do. And obviously the sand's running through the hourglass in terms of team development, in terms of guys getting an opportunity to state a case for themselves, and for us just develop the type of cohesion that's necessary to get into the season. And so we're working with urgency. Don't have any plans about who's playing or how much they're playing in Carolina. I'll talk to you guys about that tomorrow. We'll take a look at this practice tape and give a little bit more time from an injury perspective to allow people to perk up, certainly, because this is the last opportunity. We want to give every healthy man an opportunity to state a case for themselves. And so we'll leave the door ajar for those that are managing short-term injury things. I'll pause and open up for questions.
Is Kuntz's injury considered more short-term or long-term?
More short-term.
A couple of those guys are Calvin and Ben Skoranek. How do you feel about your depth at receiver right now and what you might need to add there?
I'm comfortable with it. Certainly, things get a little tight this time of year. Lines get short, and usually in one area, positionally. There's strength and safety in numbers, and so, as you mentioned, that's a group that's running a little light, but that's just a component of this time of year.
Where do you see this team's confidence right now, the cohesiveness, the field?
I don't know that I'm looking to measure that, to be quite honest with you. You can develop false confidence in August. Those things become real, obviously, in September.
Mike, Beanie said earlier today that obviously there are a couple of guys in front of him that weren't here last year, but what have you seen from him this game? What kind of role could he have with this team?
I don't worry about the Joneses, and neither should he. He should focus on improving, and he has done that. The growth between year one and year two is reasonable to expect individuals to grow not only in terms of knowledge but skill relative to their positions, and I like the trajectory of his progress in those areas.
What do you want to see out of Caleb on Thursday?
Caleb
Johnson.
I just want to continue to see him get more comfortable in this environment. I think the more comfortable he gets, the less fuel he burns in anticipation, if you will, the more his talents are going to show. I think he saw it from game one to game two. It's reasonable to expect that to continue.
You challenged him a little bit last week for the game on Saturday. Is that something you are kind of learning as well, how to manage these rookies and kind of what makes them tick? Certainly.
It's a bunch of individual relationships within this big organization, if you will. And, that started for me way back in draft prep, to be quite honest with you. It's not only getting to know the players and their skill set, but just their relationship with the game, how they best receive coaching, how they respond to challenges, et cetera. It's a major component of the get to know for me.
The change that has been made to the touchback on kickoff, small sample in the preseason so far, but how does that change strategy for you, and do you think it'll have the intended effect when we get to the season?
I have no idea at this juncture, because we all got different agendas this time of year. We want to kick and cover and receive kicks. We want to get to know those guys that are battling for roster spots. And so I don't think we begin to scratch the surface from a strategic standpoint what that change might mean.
You had Boaz just kick off and not do the other stuff. What went into that rule for him Saturday?
Christian got hurt.
But you had Sauls, though.
Christian got hurt.
Okay.
Anything else?
Great. Thanks, guys.
Coach.